Hey everybody, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are playing some more historic here on Magic Arena. And I'm excited. Today was launch for Crimson Vow. So as you're actually seeing this, it's tomorrow or today or however you want to look at time. But it's the day after the launch. And this is our first deck featuring Crimson Vow cards. And I want to highlight one of the cards that I feel like should not have been printed. And we're just going to get right to that and just point out the fact that Wizards needs to stop printing cards like this, regardless of potential drawbacks that they have, because there's always going to be a way to break them, and we're already going to start off by breaking the card. So, with that being said, we're just going to hop right into today's deck, and we are playing Gideon's Gambit. So, again, this is a extra turn spell deck, and it's going to be a little interesting. But the card that we are going to feature, and the card that I again think that should not have been reprinted again, because while it does have a drawback, it really doesn't have a drawback in the long run because of how you can cast it with its alternate cost. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's Alchemist Gambit. Now this is a 3-mana red spell, 2 red and 1. It has the cleave ability. We'll talk about cleave for a second, or in a second. But Alchemist Gambit says, take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, damage can't be prevented. That's already pretty good. However, at the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Exile Alchemist Gambit. So it does get exiled. So let's look at this as a whole. So it's a 3-mana spell. It's going to actually allow us to take an extra turn. So that's good because it could be, we could be playing a very aggressive deck where we're just getting in a bunch of damage with a lot of tiny creatures. We're just basically zerging our opponent. However, the extra part of it that says damage can't be prevented, that's actually pretty huge too, especially in Historic, because now with cards like 9 lives and Solemnity creeping up again, 9 lives preventing damage, and this says damage can't be prevented, it is something to actually factor in a little bit. However, I really want to talk about, again, another reason why this card should not have been printed, and that's because of the cleave ability. I do think cleave is actually a really cool ability to give it a additional cost, but cleave says you can cast a spell for its cleave cost. So in this instance, it's 7 mana, and if you do, you remove the words in the brackets. So if we were to cast this for 7 mana, and 2 of that is blue, obviously, it would lose at the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. So for 7 mana, this just says take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, damage can't be prevented. Exile this. So it's another Alron's Epiphany that does not, it doesn't make birds, but it does give you an extra turn. So in Standard right now, and in Historic, you do have so many extra turn spells, and this gives really blue access to another turn spell. It's very easy to generate 1 red mana. It's harder to generate 2 red mana if you're playing this in blue, but again, with the Izzet decks, this is just going to be super, super broken because they can, play the eggs. They can Alron's Epiphany into this and just chain them together and just really take turns over and over and over again. And Standard's just really going to get flooded with turns, I think. But I do think that Wizards really needs to maybe consider looking at not printing any extra turn spells. Because they are just going to get busted. There's just going to be so many of them. It's just going to get easier and easier, especially for the older formats, like Historic and Modern and Legacy and all those. It's just going to get busted. But you in case you're wondering, it does say at the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. So we do have to get around that. We are essentially playing another 4 copies of this. Chance for Glory does essentially the same thing, except it does give our creatures indestructible. We get to take an extra turn after this one, and then we do lose the game at the beginning of that turn's end step regardless. It's another 3 mana extra turn spell. And we do have Glorious End as well. This is almost like an extra turn spell because while you may not want to cast this on your turn, what you can do is during your opponent's upkeep, before they even draw, before they are even able to do anything, you can just end the turn. Or you could potentially, if you knew they were going to be casting some big beefy thing, like maybe they're going to tap out to cast Ugin or something, they cast Ugin, and while Ugin's on the stack, you cast this, the turn just ends. That card gets exiled, this gets exiled, and then it's your turn again. So it really is just like the end all be all, but it does also have the stipulation that you do lose the game at the beginning of the next end step. So we do have to worry about a way to get around that. So we are playing Gideon of the Trials. Gideon of the Trials, 3-mana Planeswalker, +1 to prevent damage from something. And then the 2/0 abilities, we get to turn it into a 4/4 indestructible. Or the bottom ability is what we really care about, getting an emblem that says as long as you control a Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. So really, really, really powerful with taking extra turns, because we could chain a bunch of these extra turns into really quickly. We could essentially turn 1, strike it rich, 1 mana, generate a treasure. Turn 2, we could actually power out a Gideon, or if we have another land in our hand, we could actually just cast one of these extra turn spells, take that extra turn, play our 3rd land, cast Gideon, emblem it, and then we basically have it set up for the following turn. So really, 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 really good. We are playing 1 copy of Teferi's Protection. This is just, I wanted to try it out because it is in the 3-mana range. It's kind of like an extra turn spell. It does let our opponent still do things. However, it does protect us from what they're doing. So kind of like an extra turn spell. I wanted to just give it a try. But how do we really make sure that we're chaining all these together? And that is with Velomachus Lorehold, one of the most busted dragons that there is on Arena right now, I feel like. It's a 7-mana 5/5. It's got flying, vigilance, and haste. Whenever it attacks, you get to look at the top 7 cards. That's a lot of cards to look at. And then you can cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to his Lorehold's power, which is 5. So that's going to be everything from this side to the left, everything except for Gideon, we're able to cast for free. And then so at that point we're just trying to look for the extra turn spells, and we're trying to chain them all together. We are also trying to potentially Indomitable Creativity the Lorehold into play. So we do get to play Strike at Riches for the treasures, because we are going to be targeting treasures with this. We do get to Magma Opus. This might be a blue card, but we're not playing blue. We're really just using this to cycle for the treasure on turn 2. And then if we have to, because it's always a powerful play, Mizzix's Mastery, the Magma Opus on turn 3. That gives us a 4/4. It deals 4 damage, so we're going to kill their early creatures. It's going to tap 2 of their permanents, kind of irrelevant when we're doing this at sorcery speed. But then we get to draw 2 cards. This is good because, again, it does replace itself in the form of a target with Indomitable Creativity. So we could, the following turn, then Creativity, the token, the 4/4 token, to get Velomachus, and then we could potentially start to chain everything together. So Magma Opus is always going to be good. Mizzix's Mastery is always going to be good. So again, especially in combination with everything. Now, one card I do want to try out, I do think it actually will work really well in this, is Ignite the Beacon. So because obviously we don't want to just start casting extra turn spells if we don't have Gideon in play. So we could potentially attack with Velomachus, and then we could hit Ignite the Beacon. We get to search our library for up to 2 Planeswalkers cards, reveal them, put them in our hand. So this is a free spell at that point, and then all we need is 3 mana after we search for our Gideon, and then we get to put Gideon onto the battlefield and then just have the protection that we need. So that is why we are playing Ignite the Beacon, because it does kind of stand out a little bit and look a little bit out of place. We are only playing 2 for that reason, but I do think it does give us the potential to make our combo a little bit more consistent, fine-tuned, and actually help keep us alive a little bit. Now, I do want to make everybody aware of one interaction that you may think you see, but it actually doesn't work because of the wording. So Gideon does become a 4/4 indestructible creature, and Indomitable Creativity does say destroy X target creatures, and then for each permanent destroyed this way, its controller reveals cards. So a way to put Velomachus into play. We do not want to target Gideon, because since Gideon is indestructible, it does not actually get destroyed. So this ability does not actually happen. So you would just be fizzling your Indomitable Creativity. I wanted to go test this. So I went and played against the bot to make sure that it actually does not work that way. And of course, it does not work that way. You can't just go get Gideon, because that would be pretty busted to be able to just turn himself into himself plus something else. So just make something out of nothing. But yeah, that is Gideon's Gambit. Oh, and also, Alchemist Gambit's not the only new card we're playing. We are also playing some of the new lands, Sundown Pass. Really, really pretty. They did decide to make the rest of this cycle of lands. So these are all in arena now. All 10 of the, I guess you want to call them slow lands or whatever we want to call them now. But yeah, they are all on arena now. So that was really cool of them to add into Crimson Vow. But that is the deck. Again, if you enjoy the deck, enjoy the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below. Join the Discord. Share the video, hit the bell notification, all those crazy things. You're actually about to see a really cool new follow reminder as soon as this next game starts. So please tell me what you think about that as well. But yeah, this is Gideon's Gambit, and we're gonna hop into the deck or into the games, and we're gonna see if we can string together a few wins with this deck, catch some people off guard. So, all right, let's hop in and see you guys at the wrap up. All right, well, how many turns can we take? And wow, I mean, we're talking fast pairings. Super, super fast. All right, I think they redid some of the, I think they changed the animation a little bit, slightly. But again, it could just be because today's launch day and the servers are always crap on launch day, so... This is an interesting hand, right? Like, we don't want Velomachus in our hand. So I think we actually mulligan this, and this is the exact same hand, so we're gonna... Alright, well. Let's do it to it. Let's, hope for the best. We're gonna hope for the best here. We're gonna turn to cycle this for a treasure. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. That beats us. Solemnity. Oh, I should have played the Inspiring Vantage. Oh, what a misplay. What a misplay. Phyrexian Arena. I mean, we're going to do it. It doesn't get to attack, but... Authority of the Consuls is pretty gross. Don't have a removal spell. Don't have a removal spell. Oh, they got a Wrath. Oh. Okay. Card to card. Oh, it's so tempting, right? I mean, I could have played a land there, but I just really don't want to. I don't actually fully expect us to win this game. But I mean, if they keep tapping out, and if we're able to, I mean, again, I'm going to discard a card. So we attack. We could Mizzix's Mastery here. Yeah, that's lethal. Wow, that's lethal. That is lethal. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, they're going to gain a life. They're going to gain a life. We tap. Tappy tap. I guess it really just depends on what we draw. If we draw a we did not draw a Gideon. However, deal damage. I think, oh, we're good. We're good. we are good. I have miscounted, but everything is a-okay. Oh, everything is a-okay. Oh, I forgot that the damage hadn't happened from Velomachus yet. So, yeah, 'cause they were at 14 when I cast the Mizzix's Mastery for the 4 damage spell. They were still at 14, and I for some reason had counted that as not actually dealing damage yet. So yes, we got him. We got him good. Game 1 under wraps. Let's go. All right, well, we're going into game 2. So, where's my hydration crew? Let's hydrate. All right. Tommy Corvette. Oh man. What a name. What a name. All right, we're going first. This is definitely a keepable hand. All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Slivers. Not liking that, really. Gotta play it as red, because if we play it as white, we can't actually cycle. And I know this doesn't actually cycle, but it's, we call it treasure cycling. We're digging for treasures. So... maybe next turn? Yep, definitely can go for this next turn. I don't think we want to Indomitable Creativity, the slivers over here. Alright. So they just have first strike and +1. This is actually a pretty slow start, I think, for slivers. Oh, well, there's our pal Gideon. Let's go. We're here to do unfair things. Let's get rid of that. We are here to do unfair things. All right, so let's take another turn. And we kind of have to play this now. Watch over me. Go ahead and emblem. Let's attack. Try to hit another one. Oh yeah, we're living the dream, my friends. We are living the dream. Oh man, we got Strike It Rich. We get to attack again. We get to Chance for Glory in our hand again. Oh my gosh. This deck might be the truth, everyone. This deck might be the truth. Who needs magma opuses to actually cast with? We just need that treasure. All right. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Let's go. And I know. 2 games and we're calling this deck the truth, but I mean, those are pretty commanding, and our opponents have actually not been interacting with us at all. So, all right, so this is interesting, right? Opponent gets to go first. We do, depending on our land situation. Okay. All right, well, both of our other lands come into play untapped, so we want a shock land, or we want another Inspiring Vantage. So what we do here is, I mean, honestly, I think a lot of times you slam this into this, and this puts you ahead. But is it good to do that? Yeah, let's just go ahead and take our turn. That means we get another card out of it. This comes into play untapped. All right, so we have an immediate target on Gideon, right? So they're gonna go after it. It's no big deal. Sure. So then we get to take like 1,000,000 turns in a row, right? So we don't actually. All right. And remember, Gideon is indestructible. So we're just going to do this now, right? Now Gideon's like super indestructible. Super indestructible, right? Hold on, let me hover over it. Yep, indestructible. That's really good. And let's go ahead and Gambit. Oh, and there's Velomachus. Oh, you're just going to scoop it up? So we actually could set up Velomachus next turn, right? Because what we do is we play our 6th land. We strike it rich. That actually gives us access to 7 mana. And then on their upkeep, we get to Glorious End their turn immediately. And then it's our turn again. Then we play Velomachus. We get in. We hopefully hit another turn spell. And yeah, so this deck again, pretty commanding. But, you know, people are not expecting this. And also, we haven't really seen any real interaction. So I do really need to highlight that. We're just going to keep the streak alive. Let's keep going. Oh, now that's real. I like the art on that. All right, well. Sniper Hank, 84. You are here for... I mean, we're going to keep this. I don't mind. We're gonna use our GG emote. He's gonna good game us. We're gonna good game him back, right? Typhoid rats. What is this? What is this? All right, well. I mean, this is probably like just 1-drop tribal in order. Oh, it's a Fin deck. Okay. The Fin deck. Oh, we're gonna get you real good here, man. I'm sorry. Please don't concede. Please don't concede. I mean, don't want to do it, right? Like, I'm gonna play Gideon. I'm not just gonna. I'm not just gonna, you know, kill Sniper Hank with a. Obviously, the best play there is to Mizzix's Mastery Magma Opus, kill all 4 of his guys, draw 2 cards, put a 4/4 into play. But you know what? We're gonna. Maybe we get punished, but you know what? Sniper Hank said hello and gave us the GGs before we started. So, yep. All right, well, I think what we do is... I mean, do we just go for it? I think we have to, right? I think we have to. Please don't kill my dragon. Come on. One time. There we go. There we go. Yeah, now we're in a pretty commanding. We're in a pretty commanding position. There's absolutely zero chance that we can lose this game now. Might as well just keep playing them. Keep playing Chance for Glories. That's all the Chance for Glories. And we got Alchemist Gambits. Oh my gosh. And maybe that was correct. Having a setup turn instead of just killing all 4 of his creatures and actually having a game. But again, sometimes, especially in the play queue, right? I do feel like that Sniper Hank there would have just undamaged all of his guys. But you never know. He could have had something that maybe potentially pumped them. Not 100% sure. You know, it worked out for us either way. I'm glad we got to do it a different way. So, all right, on to the next game. Oh man, I love abusing extra turn cards. I mean, that's what they're there for, right? And for whatever reason, Wizards is going to keep printing them, and I'm going to keep casting them. This is a hand. Oof, this is a hand. All right, we keep this. If we draw 1 artifact generator, we're like really, really good. Well, I did ask for that. Right there. We don't want our opponent to gain too much life, though, right? Okay, well, coming into play doesn't really do anything that we have to worry about, so I think we're good. Three. Gonna go ahead and use this now. Not gonna do. They're just on a basic, like on a basic life gain deck, right? So honestly, again, I cancel. We take another turn. If we take another turn, though, we have to play this next turn. And then we have to emblem, so then it dies. I want to do that. And I don't... I have to say go. Alright. What in the deck is this? Oh, they're doing something with counters. Oh, holy moly. Interesting. So we play Gideon. So I think we have to sacrifice Gideon here, right? So I play Gideon, I emblem. Gideon's gonna get hit with these. We're gonna take 7, 8, 9, go to 8. And then we have to get pretty lucky, right? We'd have to hit one of our search spells. Thinking, I'm sorry. We creativity. Or we can get super lucky, creativity, get Velomachus, Chance for Glory, make it indestructible. Yeah, I think we have to. Yeah, I think we have to do that. All right. Step 1 complete. Indestructible. Yep, you'd still get to block. I don't know why you didn't block. So, I want to see what I hit off of this first. Yeah, I guess we're taking another one. Just letting it happen, huh?
Prepare to defend yourself. This ends now.
I mean, the good news is we have plenty of extra turn spells to where I think we should be good. I mean, I really want to cast this Indomitable Creativity, and I really wonder why. I mean, I could just I could just keep casting these, right? I don't know why they were not blocking. At some point, you have to block, right? I understand maybe like the first time you don't attack or you don't block, but I mean, we were completely tapped out when that happened, and again, we had to get really lucky there with how things actually flipped over, which we did. But that first time, I mean, there was nothing we could have done. They should have blocked it, even though it was indestructible. They block with the 7/7. They don't take 5 damage, right? That's one extra turn that they don't have to take damage. So yeah. Now the second time when we actually had land open, yes, you probably have to let that through. You know, hoping that we fizzle. But yeah, that was still interesting. Mono white flyers. Haven't actually seen that in a long time. So sweet. We're just gonna keep this rolling. Let's go. But yeah, sometimes it's all about the heart of the cards. Believed in our deck to flip the right cards in the right order, and it paid off. I think we just have access to, you know, just so many 3 mana extra turn spells. It's kind of ridiculous. So this is an interesting hand, right? We go first. I don't necessarily want to ever cast this, right? This is something I want to hit off of Velomachus. So I think we're gonna mulligan. And I think we're gonna keep this. And we're gonna get rid of, I mean, I think we just get rid of that, right? We have our lands coming in, and oh, is this Slivers or Merfolk? Yeah, Slivers. All right, well, we definitely have lands coming down. And yeah, we're just gonna have to. Oh, that was a beautiful draw. That was a beautiful draw. All right, we're just gonna plus here.
Your weapons won't help you win. You'll have to get through me first.
Okay. Okay. So Gideon takes 2 at the most. That's good. All right, Beacon was kind of a meh draw. And we are going to go for 1. And I do think we need to activate. Oh my gosh, why are you quitting? People. Is Velomachus that busted? And the answer to that question is yes. Velomachus is that busted. But you have to give it a chance, right? At least see one swing. At least see one swing. But that gets everybody an extra game because it was a really quick game. Keep going. We're all ready for the final boss battle before we get into the warm down game. We're going for 7-0 right now. Mako, welcome. All right, what are we doing? I'm keeping this. We got the lands. There are so many just great non-basic lands now. It is so ridiculous. Mono white. All right, we're gonna hide the magma opus. See what they play. Speaker of the Heavens. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We are going to kill those. I wonder if there's any merit to trying to get all 3 of these in the graveyard and overloading Mizzix's Mastery. Like, how crazy would that be, right? Because we go up to... Yeah, we can't. I mean, I don't want to... That's a meme. I mean, that's the dream, right? 1, 2, 3. Boom. So much clicking you have to do here. I wish this game would know how to split Magma Opus a little bit better. Oh my gosh, we drew all 4 of them. I mean, now at this point, we will try to maybe get another Mizzix's Mastery. The thing about their deck, though, okay, they did miss a land drop, but their deck does explode on 3. I can't actually believe that we drew all 4 Magma Opuses within the top 12 cards. That's pretty ridiculous. So we cycle. We have 6 mana, then we have 7 mana. And then the final turn, we cycle, we have 8. And then if we draw another Mizzix's Mastery, that would be game. And honestly, if I would have known that we were going to draw Mizzix's Mastery number 4, I 100% would not have killed their creatures. I would have just let it go. But yeah, so the shuffler is not broken, right? It's not broken at all. All 4 in one go. Yeah. All right, well, that was the final boss. So let's just go one more game, like I promised, because this was a short game as well. But yeah, we're just gonna maybe go for a perfect 8-0. Let's go. Yeah, it is pretty unfortunate that a couple of our games have been really decided on bad draws. But we have seen some pretty lucky draws. We have seen some things play out pretty luckily in our favor as well. So, all right, so we have a Magma. Opponent goes first, so we get an extra card. I think we keep. Another extra turn spell. I do think we're going to play our lands in this order. Opponent does not have another land. I mean, I really don't want this to turn into... Okay. At least they have something to do, right? All right, and they hit a land. All right, we're just drawing all of our extra turn spells. So if we actually hit a Gideon here, we're set pretty well. Interesting. Replicating ring. What? What are you doing? Iris. What is this? What are you doing? What are we doing over here? Nothing. So I would love to hit either an Indomitable Creativity, a Gideon, a Mizzix's Mastery. So they're just going to make an insect for right now. But then next turn it gets out of hand. Velomachus is not where we want to be. Yeah, we're hurting. This game turned around real quick, right? They were short on lands and they've caught up. Oh, they have surpassed our land count. Another replicating ring. Why are people playing replicating ring? Why are people not attacking? And oh, okay. Next turn. Next turn. They have to have a removal spell, right? You gonna draw a card and take 4? I'm fine with that. How crazy would it be right now to do this? But I mean, we would have to. If we did that, we would 100% have to draw a Gideon. Like, there's just absolutely no other draw we could have. Oh my gosh, nice. Scoot swarms are happening. He probably thinks we're like holding onto a Wrath or a Settle or something like that. I want him to tap out. Oh my gosh, this has to happen like ASAP. Oh, another replicating ring. So gross. Oh, Mizzix's Mastery. Oh, Mizzix's Mastery. I want to cast you so bad. So, best draw here would be our Planeswalker Search. We don't hit it. Don't hit it. Bad. Could take a turn. Okay, so I think we have to go for it, right? We're looking at enough cards, 14, 15 if you count our draw, to hit a Gideon. But we can't just hit a Gideon. We have to actually hit our search card at this point. So there's 2 out of this one off. But I feel comfortable. I think we're gonna go. All right, well, we do have a Glorious End. All right, well, so this is fun. We actually get to do this, right? So we get to, I'm going to hold full control. I'm going to wait for this to go on the stack. And I'm just going to end the turn now. And then we actually get another turn. And then, oh, yes. So what happens there is the trigger to lose the game goes on the stack. We cast Glorious End. We get another turn. Or I'm sorry, it just ends the turn. So that way we actually don't lose the game. Then what happens is we get that additional turn. We get to swing in for 5. Then at that point, they're only going to be at 1 life. And then we could just Mizzix's Mastery the Magma Opus to kill them. So that was really good. We also could have potentially hit a one of our search spells for our Gideon. And then maybe we drew a land there. We cast Gideon, get Gideon into play, and we can't lose. So yeah, again, the combination of cards in this deck are really, really powerful. I think that we're definitely looking at something here that has a lot of potential, and maybe we need to look at, I mean, I'm not saying that anything in here, I'm not saying that this deck is ban worthy by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that Historic as a whole does need to be looked at because we keep adding cards that are just ridiculously overpowered. So I'm gonna hit on this again here in a second when we talk about in the wrap up, but just wanted to highlight, like, this deck is honestly crazy. So all right, good games. Talk to you here in a minute. All right, everybody, welcome back to the wrap up, and that was ridiculous. We had a lot of cool games in there. Yeah, we did have a few concedes that were pretty early, but I do think they actually were. Most of them were warranted. A couple of them were kind of like, you should at least see what's happening. But Gideon's Gambit killed it. 8-0. Again, like we were talking about right before we went into this in that last game, I do think Wizards really needs to look at Historic as a whole. I do think a lot of cards really need to be looked at, because obviously the longer Historic's around, the combos are just going to get more. They're just going to get crazier and crazier, and it's going to be with the way the economy works. It's going to be harder and harder to put multiple decks together for some people. So we're going to be seeing people like saving up for like the most absurd combo deck, and and everybody's gonna be playing X combo deck, and then Wizards gonna have to ban it, and then all those other wild, because we always think about, okay, well, at least we're getting the wild cards back for let's say Time Warp getting banned, or Brainstorm, or whatever the hot new card is. Yeah, we get our wild cards back for that, but I don't think Wizards takes into account the fact that hey, Johnny might have saved up 30 wild cards to go craft that deck, 4 of which were Time Warp, but then the rest were all of the other Memory Lapses and Brainstorms and all these other rares, Wrath of Gods, and now he doesn't want to play that anymore because his favorite card Time Warp is banned. So I think it's better to start addressing some of these problems now. And again, printing extra turn cards is ridiculous. I was very surprised previously that Alron's Epiphany did not get banned, in Standard at least. I don't really think it's super overpowered in Historic, but maybe they didn't ban it then because they knew they were printing Alchemist Gambit. And Alchemist Gambit, while it's still a strong extra turn spell, for 7 mana, just take an extra turn. That's sort of fair, but it doesn't give you any birds. So Alron's Epiphany is a little bit or a lot more powerful because you can tuck it with the Fertel and all that. But Wizards really needs to take a look at Historic as a whole and really just need to stop printing some of these cards, because I don't want this game to turn into crazy Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon type shenanigans. And again, I know Historic is nowhere near the power level of some of the other formats, but it is more powerful, I feel like, than some, because of the inclusion of Historic anthologies and having access to some of those cards is just really, really bonkers. But this deck, though, as a whole, there's so many different ways you can build it. I do need to be very, very I do need to point something out. This deck has like 26 mythics in it. So you're probably not going to be able to build this deck unless you already have a lot of these cards. This is a very, very expensive deck. On top of all of the mythics, there's a ton of rares. Ignite the Beacons. You don't have to play those. I want to try it out. We didn't really get to try it out in any of our games. But I do think it actually does have a home in this deck because of what it can potentially do with Velomachus. You have all the rare wild cards for lands. I mean, that's 20 rare wild cards for lands, 26 mythic wild cards, and then again 2 rare wild cards for the Ignite the Beacons. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that every card other than the Ignite the Beacons and the Strike at Riches are mythics. So a lot of, and maybe I'm missing something just at a glance, but very expensive deck. So if you can't build it, don't feel bad. This is kind of like, hey, a pay to win type thing. But a lot of people might be doing this, and I'm not saying that this is a end all be all deck. Again, this caught people off guard. This is day 1 of the release. People, might now start expecting it. Another content creator might be making a deck similar to this as well. But there's going to be a lot of different ways to build this. There's cards like Faithless Looting that could potentially add to the power level of this. But I just really want you to look at the fact that we have 10 cards that can 100% give us an extra turn. We have 11 if you kind of count Teferi's Protection in order to protect us and let them just dirtle and do whatever, and we don't care. But we have 10 cards that we can that give us an extra turn, and every time we attack, we get to look at 7 cards to potentially cast one of those 10. So the odds are definitely in our favor at that point. So yeah, so Gideon's Gambit, definitely give it a shot if you have the cards. If not, maybe save up if it's something you want to do, but I don't necessarily recommend it. But yeah, with that being said, everybody, please, again, if you enjoy the video, we're growing at an amazing rate right now, and I just want to continue to grow and keep making great content for you. So please like, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links down below, join the Discord, help us beat that YouTube algorithm demon thing that we are battling constantly. So anything you do to support the channel would be amazing. With that being said, everyone, please stay safe, stay awesome. We will see you next time.